All right, let's hop on to another commodity that we don't talk about enough sometimes, I think, which is oil. And recently, you're telling people, despite you've got people talking about oil going back to $100, you're telling your people on the blog that oil is going to have the number 5 in front of it, which means the $50 range, and it came down hard this week. Is this do we go further down, or is this the beginning, or is this where it's floor and it'll head back up?
Oil's been supported by a declining dollar and a belief that as long as the stock market goes up, that's good for oil. Even though there are a lot of fundamental reasons, especially people that live and breathe, traders, know that we have such an ample supply. We have more oil supply right now, more actual gas, not natural gas, but gas than we've had the last couple of years. The fundamentals kind of took hold in the last week because people realized, well, the stock market may be ahead of itself, and or the economy had some hiccups in terms of showing growth, and that was an excuse for people to take profits. I think it never, again, markets many times don't go where we think they should be priced, but I think right now, given everything, somewhere's in the 50s. That's $50 to 1 cent to $59.99.
Yeah, but somewhere in the 50s,
somewhere
which is still a big call, considering you've got some big names out there. Do you give any credibility, any credence to the guys who are talking about gold will be back at $100 sometime next year? Is that outside? Is that a fringe possibility?
You just had people fall over. You said $100 gold. That would basically
oil. Sorry.
Oh, okay, I just want to make
$100
sure.
oil. My ear. Sorry. And we can't edit that, so we're going to have to go. No, $100 oil. You've got guys at CIBC and some big names talking about they see oil at $100. They see oil at $100 a barrel. Do you give any credibility to that? Is that a fringe, or could you be wrong, or is that just a fringe?
I think they have a lot of credibility. I think that is a number it can get to. I just don't think fundamentals support it yet. But if you said to me, will oil be back at 25 or 30 from 70, or $30 up to 100? I think we're going to go back in the 50s. I think we'll mull around, but 2-3 years from now, yeah, I think we could see $100 oil.
You said something interesting earlier, that oil is being driven by a weaker U.S. dollar. So is it traders that are driving oil right now? Lower U.S. dollar means cheaper, they can buy it cheaper, or is it supply and demand that's still the overwhelming factor, or is it an even split?
The oil market has been moved not by oil traders, meaning the people who live and breathe the product, deliver it, live with it, just money traders who could trade oil one day and gold the next and stock market the next day. They've been the influence with big money pushing it forward. They have been met now with fundamentals facing them. And this week we saw a tremendous build in not only crude but actual gas. And may I also point, just quickly before we run out of time, natural gas was actually paying an extra penalty and being pushed down because there were a lot of spread traders. People, these guys with the money, were going long gold and simultaneously selling natural gas short. What we saw this week is some of that reversal, and that's what aided natural gas to not only not go down but rise, even though oil was going down. So we got about 6 more weeks of natural gas. Could still potentially go lower because we're not at that season yet where current inventories will be drawn down. If we get to the November...
If everyone remembers correctly, we're talking about 98% capacity right now as far as supply. So it's ample supply of natural gas.
Right. But if we don't get to the point where we're so oversupplied that, that just selling it and knock it down to $1 or something, which there was a fear of that a few weeks ago. I think that fear is dissipated. But if we get through the next 4 or 6 weeks and that didn't happen, then we've had the bottom in the natural gas market.
All right. Well, I think we've pretty much covered all the topics that seem to be buzzing in the marketplace today.
Let's just make sure we get one more good picture of that as we watch the NFL this weekend.
By the way, Peter, I'm going to tell everybody that if you can get this shirt signed, I know that's a tall order, but you do a lot of Bible work and chapter work with the New York Giants, then I'll put it up for auction and dedicate the funds to the Feel Good Foundation or one of your favorite charities.
Deal.
All right, thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed our first ever live video installment of Markets, Money, and Life with Grandich and George. Looking forward to your comments on the blog. And Peter, as always, good stuff.
Thank you, George.
See you, everybody.